Hello and welcome to another audio Dota commentary done by Luminous, and I'm gonna welcome you to a very different game, if you will, from the usual things that I do. Instead of a 5v5, you saw right. This is gonna be an all pick, only mid game, and I'm sure what's going through your mind is, like, what is Luminous doing casting such of a noob game? Let me show you. I think this game is from a tournament or whatnot, for a 1v1 tournament, and the player participating in it aren't slouch. They're from I guess ranked teams. This is a longdd from the China team. You can see from the initial, and King J from the KS team over in Asia. So these players aren't exactly noobs, and I'm sure they're a lot better than me for sure, and maybe better than you too. But anyways, enough on that. I chose this game for a couple of reasons. One is that I never really seen much 1v1 play, for that matter, and obviously Dota is not a 1v1 game, and don't listen to all those noobs that want to challenge you at 1v1. Dota is not a 1v1 game, and we shouldn't think of it as one. However, I think by looking at laning, we usually lane for maybe 10-15 minutes before fully committed to the mid game. In this 10 or 15 minutes, the tide of the game could be decided by then, depending how much you farm, where the first blood is picked up, and how much creeping you got done. And I think it's a good learning experience, just looking at how pros, just if they could just lane for a long time without worrying about ganking or being ganked. I think this is a good learning experience. So obviously, in a 1v1 game, there is different strats. So like this, both players have spent their money for a chicken. You want to stay in lane as much as possible, so you rather have a chicken to ferry you healing potions, and instead of going back. So one thing I want to point out with this Enigma, what he's gonna do, he's gonna use his skill to deny a creep, and what bugs me the most is not about Enigma, but with Lich players. Lich players, a lot of times, Lich players, they skill Nova Blast, whatever that skill is called, at level 1, which is the absolutely most useless skill at level 1, because that skill does like 90 damage or whatever after hero reduction, or probably less. And I Lich really skill Dark Ritual instead, because denying that first creep right at the spawn, and when you probably get into lane, your Dark Ritual is almost gonna be cooldown. Especially, you don't really need Dark Ritual until maybe level 1 or level 2. So denying that creep in the beginning is far more important than being able to do that 80 damage. And wasting 100 mana doing so. And a lot of the Lich players don't do so. And the reason why the longdd has chosen to deny creeps, obviously he could cast it on enemy creeps and get money experience off it, but instead he cast it on his own creep. There's a couple of reasons why he's doing this. First, he's facing a Viper, and as you know, when Viper hits level 5, he could orb walk anyone to death. Well, maybe not anyone. People blinks or stuns. But especially when he hits level 6, Viper is just an assassin to heroes like Enigma. So any time that Enigma could deny, he will do so. Anytime that Enigma could cast his summoning skill on his own creep instead of the enemy creeps, he will do so. You will see him throughout the game casting his summoning skill on his own creep instead of on his enemies. Another reason why you see Enigma casting, other than the experience, you don't want to push that much. I know it sounds pretty silly when you summon 3 creeps and you're constantly attacking, that you're not going to be pushing. But if he casts it on the enemy creeps, you'll be pushing like this right now. He will be pushing into the enemy side, which you're more susceptible being chased. Obviously, Viper has a good chasing skill on the slow. And there's a longer path back to your tower, so you always want to stay on your own side of the river as much as you can. So yeah, that's the reasons that I made out of it for why he's casting on his own creeps instead of the enemies. Let me check the levels. You can see that Enigma is ahead in levels to the Viper. Not by much, but you want to be ahead against a Viper because, like I said earlier, once Viper hits 5 or 6, it becomes extremely dangerous. Looks like Viper is going to come in and do a lot of harassing. Enigma drops to 190 before using his potion, and looks like he's going to be back in full. There is really not much decisive victory in the very, very early stages of the game. Looks like Viper picks up his boots of speed. Doesn't need it that much, however, it does help chasing a lot because he still can't orb walk in this level yet. He needs to wait about a minute or so to pick up level 5. I also was saying earlier, at this level, you really just gonna try your best to last hit and level up and deny. It's really hard for both players to kill each other at this stage. Maybe Viper has greater killing power at this point. However, it's gonna be hard to kill Enigma once Enigma has a stun. Looks like Enigma has picked up a Ring of Basilius, probably going for a pushing strat, giving all his creeps armors and giving his summons armor, so he will push really well. Looks like Enigma picks up a lucky regen rune that just nullify a lot of Viper's hard work. Viper takes this time to catch up on experience. Looks like he has caught up. He has level 5, so he could orb walk now. However, Enigma has a stun and could summon creeps to harass and keep Viper away. Let me check how creeps are doing. Looks like Viper has pulled ahead 17 to 5 creeps, so he's ahead in creeping. But keep in mind that Enigma has took his time to go for a rune. So it looks like an interesting choice. Obviously, you would never see any good Viper in a game. It looks like both players are focusing in a lot of damage. Focus on the Viper after a stun. Viper survives with like 17 HP, and he could run back. I was saying earlier that a normal in a 5v5 game, Vipers never pick up the Ring of Basilius. However, once Enigma picked it up, Viper has to force himself to pick one up because he is in danger of being pushed down by Enigma's creeps, armored creeps, and the summons. And you could argue that Ring of Basilius just saved him right now when he was when he had the 3 extra armors, and he was still brought down to like 17 HP. Without that ring, he would have died for sure. Looks like Viper has hit 6, so things should be dangerous now. Also notice that the Enigma has picked up a string of Scroll Town Portal to TP out just in case. Like right now, he will TP out. Yeah, a lot of damage being focused down. Viper draws first blood, but the normal I guess counter, if you call it, to Enigma or to Viper is to TP out once the shit hits the fans. Excuse my language. Look at Blue. He's still microing his little creeps and picking up last hits and denies even when he's dead. Yeah, and a lot of players in general don't. Once they die, they just lose their attention in the game. Players like, especially players with summons, like a Inferno or a Beastmaster with his hawks or picks around, you can still help out your teammates with your summons. A lot of people, once they die, they just get lazy for like 40 seconds, waiting for their heroes to respawn. Looks like Enigma has picked up a TP throw, and instead of TPing to the mid tower, he's saving it to run away later. Not a bad choice. And it looks like Enigma has picked up level 6. I'm not sure if he leveled Black Hole. Enigma just got a lot of gold from that summon skill. Viper picks up the Invis rune, but with his ultimate on cooldown, I don't think he could do much. And it's pretty dangerous being surrounded by so many creeps. Looks like Enigma wants to focus it downtown the tower for a bit, and yeah, Viper just didn't use his Invis rune, just came back, and yeah, there's a lot of creeps, and the Scourge first tower is in danger of being taken. Oh, I don't know what Viper rushed in against so many stuff. Looks like Enigma's gonna TP out to safety, and pink drops. I don't know why Viper rushed in. That was maybe he saw an opportunity that I didn't, but it didn't look smart. Looks like Enigma picked up Boots of Speed, and things should. I think things are starting to turn in favor of Enigma.